very edge of Maple Brook, tucked between two tall oak trees, stood the pumpkin house. Nobody really knew who had first started the tradition, but every year, when the air grew crisp and the leaves blazed gold and red, the house transformed. Its wide porch filled with pumpkins of every shape and size, tiny ones you could hold in your hand, tall ones that seemed to stretch toward the sky, pale ghost pumpkins, and brilliant orange gourds glowing like lanterns. By mid-October, there were hundreds of them, lining the stairs, windowsills, and railings. Some were carved with simple grins, others with intricate patterns that caught the glow of the candles inside. At night, the pumpkin house looked alive, lit by 100 flickering smiles, as if the whole place was keeping warm from within. The townspeople never asked who carried all the pumpkins up the hill. They only knew that each year, on the first cool evening of fall, they appeared again as if by magic. Emma, Tyler, and Rachel had always loved walking past the pumpkin house on their way home from school. They'd stop at the stone wall, lean over, and count how many new pumpkins had appeared since the week before. One October afternoon, with the sun setting in a haze of burnt orange, they spotted something new. The front gate stood open. Rachel tilted her head. "It's never open." Tyler grinned. "Maybe we're invited." Emma hesitated, but curiosity won. They stepped inside, the crunch of leaves beneath their shoes the only sound. The air smelled of wood smoke and cinnamon, the kind of scent that made you think of pie cooling on a windowsill. On the porch sat a woman with hair as silver as frost, wrapped in a knitted shawl. She was carving a pumpkin with steady, careful hands, the curls of orange rind falling neatly into a basket at her side. "Good evening," she said, her voice soft as wool. "You've come to see the pumpkins." The children nodded, shy now that they'd been caught. "Come closer, then. They're meant to be shared." She led them up the porch, where the pumpkins glowed like little hearths in the gathering dusk. Each one was different, some shaped like cats, some like owls, some with curling vines carved so delicately they looked like lace. "Every pumpkin holds a bit of autumn's heart," the woman explained. "Carve it with care, and it will carry warmth through the cold nights." She handed Emma a small pumpkin and a carving knife. "Go on." At your touch, Emma carved a simple smiling face, its eyes round and cheerful. Tyler made a lopsided grin, and Rachel carefully cut a crescent moon. When they lit them with little candles, the pumpkins glowed proudly beside the rest, as though they had always belonged there. "Each year," the woman said, "the pumpkins remember. That's why the house shines brighter with every fall." As the last light faded, she brought them steaming mugs of cider, spiced and sweet. They sat on the steps, sipping quietly, watching the pumpkins flicker against the dark. Fireflies drifted through the yard, glowing gently as if they too were lanterns. The woman told them stories of the first frost, of the harvest moon, of how the pumpkins kept away the loneliness of long nights. Her words wrapped around them like blankets, and for once, none of them wanted to leave. When the clock struck 7, she smiled. "Time to go, little ones, but take this with you." She gave them each a tiny pumpkin, no bigger than their palms, smooth and cool. "Keep it by your window, and you'll always find your way back to autumn." They thanked her and walked home, the pumpkins tucked carefully in their arms. Behind them, the pumpkin house glowed brighter than ever, a beacon in the cool October night. Years silver hair never seemed to grow older. She greeted them with the same warmth, the same shawl, and the same promise. Carve carefully, and autumn will always find you